The bell now starts the second event of Houston Wrestling tonight, and you are looking at Mike Graham. He is the small-sized fellow in there. Well, would you call somebody 210 pounds small? You'd call Mike big if you were in there wrestling him, because he has a way of handling bigger men. But he is a 210-pounder who has held the world's junior heavyweight title, and he is now facing a man mountain, Moon Mulligan, or as some call him, Moonbeam. Referee is Nick Kozak. The time limit is 15 minutes, and as Mike maneuvers around, he looks for the opportunity to come into Mulligan's weak spot. If you can figure out exactly what Mulligan's weak spot is, you always look on a man who is that big, look at the size of his midriff, and you think that that's the weak spot. It ain't always true. Sometimes the weak spot is keeping him moving constantly, keeping him using up his strength, keeping him in trouble. Full Nelson, and it's impossible to see Mike Graham. And the full Nelson is a hold that can work against a big man like that until he is able to utilize all of his weight and size by stretching and lifting and perhaps throwing his opponent. So he got all the required things together and broke the full Nelson. But it's Mike Graham who is trying to call something to the attention of referee Nick Kozak. You'll note that Mike Graham, while he is the man who has less weight, is the aggressor in this match. There's Nick Kozak looking closely, and Nick watches a match like this from the standpoint of his experience when he, as a 225-pounder, was a great wrestler, but often wrestled fellows who were 275 at 300 pounds and faced the same problems that Mike Graham faces. But Mike is ready for a test of strength. He wanted to get in close, so he concentrated Moon Mulligan's attention on the hand and the test of power, and then just dropped out from underneath it and dropped him on his face with that leg scissor. I tell you, we're going to see some fantastic tag team action next Friday night. And those of you who are television wrestling fans know that Tommy Rich, who is the Georgia heavyweight champion, is a great star. He's one of those people whose fame has spread around the country, around the world. And he will be Dick Slater's partner next Friday night. They are a combination that has worked together on a number of occasions all over the country. We've got youngsters celebrating birthdays here tonight. Edwin Charles Holcomb Jr. is 12 years old, and Edwin is celebrating his birthday tonight. We wish Edwin a happy birthday. John David celebrates his 7th birthday at Houston Wrestling tonight. Petra Fuentes is 4 years old. Happy birthday to Petra. Kim Harris is 5. And Michael and Christy Stovall. Michael is 1 year and Christy is 4 years. And they're celebrating here at Houston Wrestling tonight. And to all of them, we say happy birthday. Thank them for picking Houston Wrestling as the place they wanted to celebrate their birthday. Nice move by Mike Graham that time. Follow his moves and you get a pretty good idea that his father, Eddie Graham, who was a top heavyweight contender, taught his son the fundamentals of wrestling extremely well. Leg breaker. Notice how he gets that leg of his in behind the knee and on the knee as a bar against Moonbeam Mulligan. Mulligan's not sure. He rises up and finds himself vulnerable. 5 minutes have been called. And now as Mike is tilted back, he hangs on to the hold and decides that he'll just rock with it. And in spite of the 300 pounds, Mulligan was not able to capitalize on his weight. And Mike, notice the way he jerks that ankle. He gets a sideways pull on it. Number of ways that you can make a toe hold effective. Pulling back on the toes, then working sideways in order to get the ankle, or jerking it the way Mike did then. And the imperturbable Moon Mulligan wonders, how do you throw a 210-pounder who won't let go of you? So Mulligan's foot helped him there, and as Mike went over, he hung on to that foot, and he has scissored the leg and done a good job of it. He comes up with the hold, well applied. So Mike with the leg scissor and toe hold, combination of the two, stays in command. And Mike came squirming out from underneath, still with the leg. He knows why he's in there, and that leg is making all other things possible. Mike Graham again, as he dropped in there, dropped on the inside of the knee, dropped his knee down in order to raise a Charlie horse. And did an excellent job of it. So Mulligan's trying to rock around. And Mike has been ripped across the face, right across the eyes, and he is having his problem. Mulligan came in there and drove in a kick, but it didn't do his leg any good. But Mike right now isn't concerned with Mulligan's leg. He's concerned with his own welfare, and his problem is that he's caught in a reverse chin lock. He went for a Japanese arm lock, and we saw Mulligan jerk Graham by the hair and take him off balance and then take him down to the deck. He denies bald-facedly there that he did anything improper. Mulligan putting the squeeze. It is not yet a sleep hold. He has portions of it in a position that he could complete one, but he has not been able to do it because Mike has been warting him to death here with first one thing and then the other. And as Mike hangs on to the grip, Mulligan comes around and tried to grab him by the hair. Oh. You see that subtle shift in balance of Mulligan that made him unable to knock over. We saw the hair pulling. The referee was down on the canvas doing the other part of his job, and Mulligan here is able to deny it wholeheartedly. Head scissor. And as Mike starts to maneuver around, starts to kick and try to keep mobile, the 10-minute mark is called. There are 5 minutes remaining in this battle, as the weight could be starting to tell on Mike Graham. Mike's effort, of course, is to try to tire out the big fellow, to tire him enough to make him a victim. Nice move by Mike Graham, and he's got his speed, and again, he snatched him by the hair and pulled him backward. And as he does it, the referee again was concerned with the count and the shoulders being close to the canvas. Mike Graham caught again in a head scissor. Big legs. 300 and some pounds. A man has to have big legs in order to hold up the weight. So Mike gets around and looks for a pin, and again he is jerked off balance. Head scissor holding well for Moon Mulligan. We look forward to next Friday night here at the Sam Houston Coliseum, and you should be looking forward to it too. Make your way down here for this mid-December battle between the Georgia heavyweight champion Tommy Rich teaming with Dick Slater against the dynamic duo Gino Hernandez and Tully Blanchard. It's going to be tag team wrestling at its roughest, maybe at its best, if you like rough tag team wrestling, and most people do. Driving kick that time, and he picked a spot. He got that head and he held it. There are 3 minutes to go. Time limit on this match is 15 minutes. And oh, we come in there with a hard, solid drop, and Mulligan's on top, but Graham manages to get out from underneath. Watch Graham. He's trying to return the compliment. Here he goes for a wrap up here with a cradle hold. And Nick Kozak almost didn't get out of the way in time. Notice the way Mulligan is following up on his advantages, moving in to snatch him by the head and try to wear down Mike Graham. He's going to try to lift Mike Graham up. There he is, going for that back body drop. And 2 minutes to go, and Mike Graham has been slammed to that canvas as few men have, I'll tell you, and survived. The manner in which he hit, with all of the 300 pounds of Moon Mulligan coming along at the same time. Mike's going to try it. Mike's going to try it. He did it. That's 300 pounds, but he grabbed him by the trunks just the way he was grabbed, and Mulligan went up and was dumped for fair. Mike caught one in the eye that time, and it may have been a thumb right at the end of it. Mulligan trying to straighten him up, but no, it's Mike Graham who makes the move. And Mike comes around now to lay it in there. There's a minute to go as Mike Graham goes for his leg breaker. He made the first move, but that's as far as he got. There's the cradle hold, and he rolls him barrel-like into a position to pin him. Head first, he came out there with that head of his. He dove at Mike Graham, hit him in the midsection. Hard to see exactly where the head landed that time, but Mike was doubled up. He's going for the sunset flip, and he's got it. There's one, there's two, but you can't hold that much weight. It's 3 seconds is a long time. He's going now for the leg breaker. He's got him wrapped up. He's got the legs fully tied, but as Mulligan reaches out and grabs onto that rope, referee Nick Kozaks decide that it was time to break the hold. Now going for the hold again. There's the figure 4 leg breaker. A hold which some people declare is impossible to break. One thing will tell you that it is difficult to break. It's a time limit draw. Mr. Norman, the man you can trust in home repairs, will give you 3 plastic mugs if he comes out and surveys your needs.